happen if architects could design without any limits? Without worrying about deadlines, budgets, and all other things we have to think about on a daily basis. What would happen if we could stop thinking about failure and expectations and instead try to experiment and, dare I say it, have fun? I have been wondering about this for a long time, and I think it's high time to stop thinking and start doing. I am Konrad and I am a practicing architect here in Denmark. The reason why I opened this channel is because I want to create space where I could create without any expectations or any restrictions I have as an architect on my daily basis. A pure experimentation. I want to take pop culture and fantasy worlds and mix them together with modern architecture or classical architecture and see what happens. Similar question appeared in my head during my last visit in Norway, and this is what I would like to show you today. If you've ever been in Norway, you probably noticed one of those unusual traditional log cabins that are called Stabbur or stopplehus, that can be translated directly into a post house. But what fascinated me the most was the simplicity of the concept. You take a traditional log cabin and you lift it from the ground with 4 huge boulders. You do it to protect it from the water and the rodents. Then the structure grows on the second floor to give more usable area and further protect the construction from the elements. I had the pleasure to live just next to such cabin, and this made me wonder, how would a modern version of this cabin look like when pushed to the limits? Well, let's see. Just like Stabbur, we start with 4 support points, but instead of boulders, we can have 4 reinforced concrete columns connected together with steel beams to create a solid base for our design. On top of the columns, we would then put a series of interlocked glue-laminated timber beams that would create a frame for suspended ground floor level. Looking at the plan layout, I knew I wanted to create an open floor plan with an amazing 360 degrees views. The thing is that, as humans, we tend to feel a little bit uncomfortable being fully exposed, and therefore it was important for me to close off at least one side of the space. Following this principle, I started by placing 2 simple boxes. One with the bathroom and the second one with a technical space and the kitchen pantry. These 2 boxes naturally create an entrance in the middle of the house, giving us the first glimpse of the view. And then we have the heart of the house, a rough monumental fireplace positioned exactly in the middle of the house. I wanted to create the feeling of sitting around the fireplace just like we do when we go camping in the middle of the forest. And then above the fireplace we have this quite dramatic chimney that, just like the house, seems to levitate above the rock. My thinking here was to create a constant reminder about the idea that the house, just like this chimney, floats in the air above unspoiled nature. Moving from the center, we have 3 clear zones: cooking to the right, dining to the left, and in the middle, a huge sofa that allows for sitting in every direction. Lastly, in one of the corners, I decided to put a simple desk with a chair where you can sit down and do some work. On the opposite side, more intimate furniture, with 2 comfortable cozy lounge chairs and a coffee table. Moving to the next level, you get there with a slightly hidden stairs just around the kitchen corner. Reaching the top, you're met by a multi-purpose space with a long desk and amazing views from both sides. On both sides of the space, I placed bunk beds for 3 people each, a good space for kids to sleep over. Finally, we move on to the most private and enclosed space in the entire cabin: 2 master bedrooms. The last thing that was extremely important for me was to create a space when you could feel fully safe. A space where you knew no one could see you. Bedrooms have lowered floor to give them extra feeling of protection, just like the nest does. When it comes to the roof, I decided to go away from the traditional low-pitch roof in favor of a 60-degree angle. You see, when the roof hits 60 degrees, engineers do not have to calculate the snow load as it slides down before it can build up. This means solar cells can be mounted on both sides of the roof, allowing the cabin to become fully self-sufficient regardless of weather conditions. This more or less summarizes our walk through the plans, and now let's watch again the full experience of living in a floating cabin by Architect Reflects channel. Soon more to come, enjoy.